Alright everyone, welcome back, and now we're going to continue. So you remember we created a page called the connection page, and then the controller users data, which is empty, and then our index page. Now our index page, we're just going to give it some basic HTML form. So without wasting much time, we'll go over. I just have a title there called Jolly. So we'll go over and create a form now. Let's just put in the center so it's obvious. And again, like I said, sorry about that, it's supposed to be inside the body. Like I said, I'm not going to be focused on styling. I'm only going to be focused on more of our code, because that is our main aim. So whatever the styling you use, it all boils down to the code you are going to use. So now center, and let's create a center. Okay, now let's give it a form. Form action is equals descent page, and method is equals a post method. We are using the post method because we don't want to send the URL to the details that user has provided to the URL. We want it to be secure. We want the data sent to be secured. Now in the case of making a search request, we can actually use method equals get. That way the data gets placed inside the URL of the site. So now form action is empty, method equals post. So now let's create a label. Sorry about that. Label, let's call it first name / label, and let's create an input. Input type is equals text, and of course our name tag name is equals FNAME, which is for short for first name. It's how we're going to identify it from in our PHP code. So fname, so placeholder is equals, let's just give the placeholder called John, just a basic placeholder. Now again, this you can actually skip this video if you know how to create your basic form. If you don't, just follow me to the end. Now same also, let's just go to a new line and label again and call it last name, and then input. So just copy this and place it here. So and change this name to L name, which is last name, and the placeholder by convention we use Doe, John Doe. Now we have successfully asked the user for the first name and the last name. Should we ask for more details? What about their email? So let's ask for email. So input type is equals email. Name, of course, you know, it should be email, and email demo@demo.com. Good. Now last but not least, the password. Let's ask for user password, and of course input type is equals password, name is equals password, and the placeholder should be in asterisk. That should be the password. Now again, confirm password. So password input type is equals password again, name is equals to C password, because we are going to confirm if the password is good or correct or not. So C password, you can choose to call it any name you can remember it with, and then your asterisk. Now I think this is enough for now. with this form we can actually get what we want. Alright, so let me just go ahead and center everything right. Good. So save that up. Now at the very top of our HTML, we should include a file now, which will be called our PHP. This is the reason why it was called a PHP file instead of an HTML file. So now we are going to require. We use the keyword require. Let's actually require it once. Controller users data.php. Now I will explain this in a bit. Good. Now what does this mean? Why did we place this require once controller users data.php? Simple. Now if you remember from the last video, I said that the controllers users data.php is going to handle all the validation. So meaning this action here, all these data are going to be sent to this controller users data page. It will authenticate it, validate it, and use this connection string to send it to the database. So we have successfully made our form. Next is to handle the authentication part of this form, and it will be handled by the controller users data.php. So we need this page to be added here so that when Windows, or sorry about that, when our browser is running our code, it actually check it up and knows that okay, we are referring to the validation page over here. And oh, we forgot something, our submit button. So input type is equals submit, value is equals register, and of course name is equals sign up. So this button is going to send all the details in our form down to our controller users data page, which in turn will process our data. So we'll stop here for now, and in our next video we'll start validating this form, and then we'll go over to our browser and view our code. So see you all in the next video.